In today's video, we're gonna talk about the story of one of the best companies and platforms of teaching digital art online. A company that changed the lives of thousands from across the globe by generating hundreds of training courses for game development, animation hobbyists, and creative professionals who produce film, video games, and commercials. You may not be familiar with the name of Digital Tutors, and that's okay. That could mean either you started 3D only the last few years, or you weren't into digital art before, because Digital Tutors was one of the best places and one of the main resources of information at the time, way before YouTube started becoming a thing. It contained everything 3D students needed to become a digital artist. Back in the day, there weren't many resources of tutorials available, especially online for people to learn how to use complex 3D software such as Maya, Max, Houdini, or Blender. Everything was working great within Digital Tutors, serving their customers and producing more courses. Of course, there were ups and downs, but its constant growth was present year after year, and the company's future was bright and promising, till it was acquired for $45 million by Pluralsight, a developer of IT-related content and an online learning company founded in 2004. This, as a consequence, led to its demise from the face of the internet, drowning in a large IT library of a huge company. Its absence from the market of digital art learning is sad, but what it was able to achieve while it was alive is impressive to say the least. This is the story of the rise and fall of Digital Tutors.
You know, I started at a small TV studio, and my job was to rotoscope out football players from this football footage. And it was painstaking. You had to frame by frame. We didn't really have any of the auto trackers. So you had to manually do all this. And I did it with a smile, but then all these guys kept going in and out of this dark room. And I'd always ask, what are they doing there? Like, oh, those are the animators. You're not allowed to go in there. And the more I sat at this, and I sat right by the door, the more I sat there, the more I wanted to be. I want to be an animator. I want to know what they do in there. And I pushed and pushed, and then finally one afternoon, one of my bosses was like, look, you can go in there on Sunday afternoon, just don't touch anything. And I remember walking in, I grabbed the tutorial book, I opened the book, and they were using Softimage 3D. And I remember opening that book and it said, select the vertices and create a cluster. And I thought, what's a vertice? So I didn't even know where to start. And it was almost just this moment in time where I felt like there's probably other people just like me who want to learn how to do this, but there's just nowhere to go to learn how to do this. And I think that's probably where it stuck with me about there could be a way that we can help a whole new generation of people not have to go through the struggle of having to learn on the job, but really learn before you get to the job.
After getting more 3D skills in the 90s, he started teaching at a local college across the street from where he lived in Oklahoma. But the problem with that was his students knocking on his door asking for help any time of the day. He was okay with it at first until his wife got pregnant, so he needed to find a solution. This guy is Piyush Patel, the founder of Digital Tutors. One day he started to record a bunch of lectures and send them to his students, which saved him a lot of time as it was easier than writing, and it saved him from students coming knocking on his door at odd hours. And they did that all the time, by the way. He posted one of his courses on the internet following a student's suggestion, and people around the globe found it to be useful and they were asking for more. So he continued doing so every night, making content to put out there into the community. That's how in 2000, he founded one of the best digital art learning platforms with creative courses from motion graphics to 3D animation to digital painting to game development and VFX. At the time, before having access to easy advertising tools and stuff, to get their first customers, Digital Tutors followed a method of marketing called branding, which was by relying on their first few students that believed in them to be part of their brand's popularity and success by sharing it with their friends and so on. This is also simply called word of mouth. Piyush started by packaging discs and CDs with his wife and shipping them to thousands of students, all the way to providing online training for universities and businesses, including Rockstar Games, Electronic Arts, DreamWorks, and Pixar. With the growing number of Digital Tutors employees, Piyush Patel had a hard time to help them adapt to the core values of the company. After years of hard work and perseverance, he managed to help them become valued members by focusing on the company's culture that everyone needed to have in mind. He said, culture is like the gravity that holds the team together, that becomes a powerful competitive advantage. The growth of the video-based platform was impressive. Courses of every 3D game development and VFX software were available on their website, such as Maya, Houdini, XSI, ZBrush, Modo, Photoshop, and so on. Impressive at a point where some big e-learning companies started to get concerned, but also take an interest in it. One of these companies is gonna be Pluralsight, an online learning academy for technology professionals that started publishing online programming courses in 2008 and transitioned to the online learning model officially in 2010.
I'd like to personally welcome the Digital Tutors family to Pluralsight. When we first found Digital Tutors, we realized immediately that there was a real deep connection and understanding of what we were both trying to accomplish for them, that of democratizing these professional technology skills.
With the ambitious idea of becoming the leader of global online learning and collecting the largest technology course library, Pluralsight started a series of acquisitions, starting with doubling its market value and appealing to new pro audience in acquiring PeepCode, in addition to TrainSignal in July 2013. Both are providers of online training for IT professionals, continuing with the acquisition of TechPub in October of the same year, which is another provider of technical screencasts for programmers. In 2014, seeing the great potential of Digital Tutors and its promising history, Pluralsight started taking more interest in the creative skills training and wanted to add its library to the huge catalog of Digital Tutors, VFX, and game development courses. At first, when he got approached to be purchased, the original thought that came to Piyush Patel's mind was that the company wasn't for sale, because he never had this conversation with his team, which is selling what they have built over many years. But Pluralsight was determined, and the owner clearly explained that if he doesn't buy Digital Tutors, they will acquire another 3D learning platform and make it a big competitor in the creative field, which made Piyush concerned, and after a careful consideration he accepted the offer and rewarded a good portion of the sale to everyone in the team. This includes employees and staff, especially the ones who were there from the beginning. But it was at this moment where this monster in this field started its slow but guaranteed fall. This online training academy for people who make movies and games is now part of Pluralsight. It was sold for $45 million in February 2014, making it their fourth acquisition in 8 months and the largest one at the time, making the company's debut in the market of creative learning by doubling their existing catalog of 1,400 plus development courses with 1,500 plus creative skill courses. Pluralsight continued its acquisition journey to keep their title as the largest e-learning company for professionals, such as acquiring HandHacks in 2015 and TrainSimple in 2016. Digital Tutors disappeared from the internet and its courses kept being present and available in the Pluralsight library in addition to their tutorials on the YouTube channel, but it was slowly diminishing until completely disappearing around 2017 to not even updating courses in their library from 2018. This was how one of the most promising companies that contributed so much to the 3D community simply vanished. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.